Breaking news! Wong Iba speaks out about Xiao Zhan romance rumors. The night the headline broke, it didn't whisper, it thundered. Screens glowed brighter than streetlights, timelines tilted, hearts wondered. In a city that never sleeps on fandom dreams, the rumor rose like fire and rain. Two names circled the sky again: Wang Yibo, Xiao Zhan, echoing the same refrain. They had walked this road before, under lights that loved to linger, shared frames, shared silences, fate tracing lines around every finger. From a story once told in swordlight and oath, to stages and screens that bind, their chemistry lived on, archived in memory, replayed in the fan's mind. But rumors are restless creatures. They hum and they grow. They borrow a glance, a pause, a smile caught slow. They stitch moments into myths, turn coincidence into design, until whispers feel like headlines and assumptions cross the line. On this night, the world leaned in, breath caught between hope and doubt, because Wang Yibo spoke calm, clear. He finally spoke out. No flashing anger, no dramatic storm, just a steady, grounded tone, a voice that carried truth like stone, unshaken, fully grown. "I've seen the stories," he said, eyes honest, posture still, seen the theories chasing moments that never stood still. "I respect the love, the passion, the care that fans display, but rumors are not reality, and reality matters today." The room felt smaller, quieter, as if sound learned to wait. Every word fell carefully, refusing to exaggerate. He spoke of friendship forged in work, in effort, sweat, and trust, of mutual respect that never needed labels dressed in dust. We walked the same road for a time, shared scenes, shared space. That doesn't mean every step was a secret embrace. Admiration can exist without crossing a line. Connection doesn't always rewrite the design. Outside, the internet rippled. 1,000 takes were born. Some hearts felt comforted, others quietly torn. Because fans don't just follow stories, they live inside them too, where hope paints its own ending and dreams feel true. Xiao Zhan's name trended like poetry written in light, a reminder of smiles that once softened the night, of laughter between takes, of glances misread, of silence interpreted by words never said. And yet, in that moment, clarity stood tall, not a denial sharp-edged, not a wall at all. Just a line drawn gently, with care and grace, protecting truth, protecting space. Wang Yibo continued, voice steady, unforced. "We owe it to ourselves to stay on our course. To be artists first, to let work be the frame, not let rumors decide the shape of our name." The cameras clicked, the comments flew, think pieces bloomed like morning dew. Some praised the honesty, clean and composed. Others wished the door had stayed half closed. Because mystery has music and unanswered sound, it keeps imagination spinning, forever unbound. But clarity has courage, and peace has weight, and sometimes closing chapters is how you create. Behind the scenes, sources whispered careful, controlled, of boundaries respected, of stories retold. Not as lovers denied, not as secrets concealed, but as colleagues whose bond never needed to be revealed. The fandom split like light through glass, different colors, same origin, same past. Some chose trust, some chose belief, some held tight to romantic relief. Yet one thing was certain, impossible to ignore: this wasn't chaos, this was something more. A statement measured, mature, and kind, a reminder that stars are still human inside. Because fame magnifies everything, silence, breath, gaze, turns ordinary moments into lifelong debates. A shared smile becomes a headline in flame, a quiet respect rewritten as a dangerous game. Wang Yibo stood firm, not cold, not closed, just grounded in truth, carefully posed. And in doing so, he changed the tone of the night, from fevered speculation to a calmer light. Somewhere else, perhaps, Xiao Zhan read the news, with a knowing smile, with nothing to prove. Two paths that crossed, then gently diverged, still parallel in spirit, by art converged. This wasn't the end fans wanted or feared, but it was honest, and honesty cleared the smoke from the mirrors, the noise from the stage, leaving space for growth, for the next page. And so the story settles, not shattered, not slain, just reshaped by truth, by boundary, by gain. Because not every legend needs romance to shine. Some glow brighter as respect over time. The night cooled down, but the echo remained, not of scandal or shock, but of balance regained. Of an idol who chose calm over fire, who honored his craft, his friend, his desire to be seen as he is, not as rumors pretend, to let speculation finally bend. And in that quiet strength, something rare was shown. Sometimes speaking softly is how you own the throne. So let the headlines fade, let the timelines rest, let stories breathe without being pressed. Because truth doesn't shout, it doesn't race. It stands, it waits, it holds its place. And somewhere between memory and now, between what was imagined and what is allowed, the names Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan remain not a scandal, not a lie, just a chapter, humane. A story of light, of lines clearly drawn, of respect at dusk and clarity at dawn. Not a romance confirmed, not a bond denied. Just two stars choosing truth over the tide. The atmosphere in the room changed the moment Wong Iba took his seat. What was expected to be a routine media appearance instantly felt heavier, charged with anticipation. Cameras were already rolling, journalists leaning forward, all waiting for the same thing, the question that had been dominating headlines and social media feeds for weeks. The romance rumors linking him to Xiao Zhan had grown louder, more elaborate, and impossible to ignore. Wang Yibo knew that silence was no longer an option. He began calmly, acknowledging that he had seen the discussions circulating online. He did not appear defensive or irritated. Instead, there was a sense of careful intention behind every word he chose. He explained that rumors often grow when moments are taken out of context, shared smiles, professional respect, and mutual understanding exaggerated into something they were never meant to be. He spoke about the period when he and Xiao Zhan worked closely together. Long filming days, intense scenes, and the pressure of carrying a major project naturally created a strong working bond. According to him, that bond was built on trust, discipline, and shared responsibility, not romance. He emphasized that collaboration in the entertainment industry often requires emotional openness, and audiences sometimes mistake that openness for something more personal. As he continued, Wang Yibo made it clear that the rumors had crossed a line not because they were malicious, but because they erased the truth. He explained that allowing speculation to define real people could be harmful, especially when it ignored boundaries. He stressed that respect for fans did not mean accepting every narrative created in their imagination. The room was silent as he clarified his position. He stated plainly that there was no romantic relationship between him and Xiao Zhan. Their connection, he said, was one of mutual respect as colleagues and friends who had shared an important chapter in their careers. He did not downplay their history, nor did he try to distance himself from it. Instead, he placed it where it belonged in the past, as a meaningful professional experience. What stood out most was his tone. There was no attempt to sensationalize the statement or soften it with ambiguity. He spoke with maturity, acknowledging how deeply fans cared, but also asking for understanding. He reminded everyone that actors are allowed to grow, change, and move forward without being permanently tied to old narratives. Wang Yibo also addressed the pressure of public perception. He admitted that being constantly defined by rumors could be exhausting, especially when they overshadowed current work and personal growth. He explained that choosing to speak now was about protecting not only himself, but also Xiao Zhan from ongoing speculation that neither of them had encouraged. As the session came to an end, it was clear that this moment marked a turning point. This was not an attempt to erase the past, but to bring clarity to it. By speaking out, Wang Yibo reclaimed control of the story, drawing a clear boundary between fiction and reality. When he finally stood up to leave, there was no dramatic exit, just a quiet acknowledgement of the cameras and a brief nod. Yet the impact of his words lingered. Fans were left to process a truth that was simple, grounded, and final. This first part of the story was never about romance. It was about honesty, boundaries, and the courage to address speculation head-on. And in doing so, Wong Iba set the tone for everything that would follow.